I mean, it's hard to imagine impunity or Putin's impunity taking place overnight. This is something that has built up over years. What responsibility do we outside Russia have to, because we played some role in that. What role did we play, and how should we think about our relations with Russia?
Well, the terrible aggressive war against Ukraine is indeed the result of over 2 decades of impunity that Vladimir Putin has enjoyed while committing very similar crimes with no consequences for himself or the regime that he's built. He's already invaded territories of sovereign states before. He invaded Georgia in 2008. He annexed Crimea in 2014. His regime, his government already committed war crimes before in Chechnya and in Syria. He violently squashed peaceful protests over the years in Russia, time and again, sending people to prisons with absolutely mind-boggling sentences. All of that has never received any appropriate reaction from the Western democratic society. Never. So, emboldened by this continuous impunity, Vladimir Putin decided that he could get away with anything. And he launched this war of aggression that has resulted in a humanitarian catastrophe, an unthinkable humanitarian catastrophe. Over 8 million refugees, hundreds of kids dead, killed, thousands of them stolen, thousands and thousands of civilians killed. This is definitely the result of the over 2 decades of impunity of Vladimir Putin's regime. And in order to stop this impunity has to stop, first of all. Vladimir Putin needs to realize that he will not be allowed to get away with anything like this anymore in the future. And I believe that a very strong signal of that would be helping Ukraine to the full extent so that it can win this war on its own terms. I believe that this is crucial, because if this regime is allowed to represent anything like the victory in this war, it will only continue. It will regroup and attack again. Might be Moldova next time, one of the Baltic states. I don't know. He's got a choice in that region because he believes that it's all his. He's restoring the Soviet Union. So he cannot get away with committing those crimes anymore. He has to be shown that he will be stopped. And the victory on Ukraine's terms means that Russian soldiers, every single Russian soldier, has to leave the Ukrainian territory, including the illegally occupied zones. This will send a clear signal to the government in Moscow that it will not be allowed to get away with committing those crimes. And it will also send a very clear signal to other dictators of the world who are watching. Because this is what they do. These dictatorships, they watch each other and learn from each other and see how far they can go without being punished.